Everybody good? Work. And I will say no when they tell me I am wrong, and I will say no when they tell me yes, the one is in constant act of refusal, because guess what? I have the right to tell the world to go fuck off at the top of my lungs when I decide to. You have conceded 3 major portions of the affirmative part. It's going to be reframing relationality. Now, this is actually how you can frame your ballot. It literally says that toxic masculinity is what dictates and determines how these conversations such as patriarchy, capitalism, and legal systems are discussed in the status quo. It determines, dictates, and predicates how we understand the fucking world. We say that our unconditional manifestation of love moves away from these categories and binaries that seek to dictate and separate these people. And not only that, but this is good for us to understand the way and when politics happening in opposition to us on real life. Now, the second part of the affirmative that is conceded is going to be the self-care aspect. Now, this goes back to the toxic masculinity, because if we do not have the proper understanding of ourselves and what the fuck we are capable of doing, our policies that we produce will only be inherently bad. When you say conceded argument, you say prerequisites are arbitrary. You have conceded that your shit is always going to be framed as a prerequisite. There is something that should always be coming for our liberation. There is something that should always happen before the affirmative should happen. We think that self-care, this shit does not happen. It leads to 2 different impacts that are isolated. The first is going to be balance. This is the Karen Washington example. They're both conceded, which is the idea that black women literally have to work themselves to fucking death in order for us to find solvency for the world at large. This causes the resentment as well as the social structure of suicide. Now, I'm going to get to the silent shit. You can really find your ballot affirmative all 3 of them. I want all motherfucking 3. The idea of silence is going to be inside this space. You literally tell black women that if they speak outside this space, then we create more violence. This really shows why we will always be remaining silent in the first place. You literally said that our ability to redetermine the world and how it happens and how the fuck the being happens is always going to be something that will allow violence to persist against us. This discourages black people from wanting to speak out. But knowing that you have conceded that this round 8 of the NDT is going to be key to how we understand debate. You have conceded that there are ballots do actually make motherfucking change. And the first one I heard was speak of how the topic of debate is uniquely violent to black women and men, and also exclusionary to our forms of scholarship. We look at the ad content is spread. This turns the process of debate under our interpretation is negative interpretation. When argue that debates are not possible, all the discussion and resolution is paternalism and exclusion of black thought or as because it defines debaters such as Wayne, Cal Berkeley are being unproductive and not a good topical debate. This also has 2 impacts. The first is white knowledge control, where they are get to regulate which conversations are held and which conversations are valued. That extends the violence of masculinity that are also able to embrace experiences of black men, hard bodies, and women from this space. And second, this also is to devalue forms of black scholarship as being legitimate or good educational events, which causes a lack of access to environmental debate for black students. This turns their process because it shows that it is inherently unfair at the thesis level. But not only that, but it turns your fairness argument because the question of fairness for fucking who, class for who, limit for who. These are all very fair impacts. We have grouped them together and said that access is going to be a prerequisite. In order for them to access either their educational impact, there must be access to debate. These in our conversation argument that debate currently excludes black women in terms of memory as well as discussion making process. This exclusion has 2 impacts. The benefit of research that is so important for your interpretations are never achieved by black women or black bodies in general. Not only that, the balance, you have conceded that debaters losing balance is the only way for them to change the violent exclusionary patterns that our government is talking about. We are not the only ones. We are the only ones who are empirical examples of which is the press case, which caused teams like Kentucky, MSU, and Northwestern to lose debates and fundamentally changes their prep there. Their 3 ballots can change the way. These 3 ballots can change the way which debates go down. The round 8 of the ADT is live streamed through them. Losing their ballot can also potentially create some accountability for their model debate. Now, I want to go back to this paternalism shit. I think that this is a model versus model debate, and that we have to prescribe to your model means that we will always inherently have those questions of why the fuck black debaters don't want to be in debate in the first place. Why? No, we want to be in the system because we are never allowed to speak out to the violence that happens to us in the first place. Not only that, but it's not a determination of my worth as myself when you vote affirmative, but rather the unfathomable idea that black women have the opportunity to say no inside this space. We have the opportunity to say no to your model debate. We have the opportunity to say no to your literature fairness. And not that, but we say the topical version of the TBA, the affirmative does not actually solve any of the inherent things that we talk about inside debate. Not only that, but your topical version of the debate will only talk about those external structures and ignore and sweep that violence that happens inside these spaces under the rug and tell us that we should talk about and prioritize the outside world. But what about the fucking black women who never get to talk in any fucking outside or inside of these spaces in the first place? Our model of debate would literally tell little black girls that you are not only the reproductive value or production of what the world has expected of you, but that you can have an intrinsic value that is found inside yourself that is not determined by this world because you are not of this motherfucker. You have conceded the topical version of debate, which is also going to be problematic. You have also conceded the scales of justice argument, which literally says that in order for us to even understand how a small school such as Rutgers gets swept under the rug by Georgetown, you must objection to the way the debate happens a lot from doubling because they can argue that debate is good on the academic level, but then to sustain the same forms of sexualized violence in their personal life, that fact is a threat that says we will never ever get to talk about fucking debate anyway. Now, you have said that we create more forms of violence that only violence will persist and affirmatives are allowed to do what the fuck they want. No! That is why you say you get to do what you want. That is why you get to prescribe a certain model. There is no offensive reason for why the affirmative will not solve or why the affirmative is not a bad idea. We reshape what labor looks like. We say that the worker gets to determine how the fuck we hand out this work.
That's it. We've reached the end of the debate. This is my first one of these, breaking down game tape of a debate that's already happened. So I'm not sure what the best way to proceed is, but we're going to try this. I'm going to tell you the RFD, and then we're going to look at some tweaks the losing team could have made. So the RFD was a 2-1 for Georgetown. One judge thought that Rutgers was correct about their description of debate and was more interested in pursuing the options that claimed to help resolve those problems. If the topical version of the AF or another neg argument could have mitigated Rutgers' exclusive claim to solvency or their descriptive accuracy, this judge may have been persuaded by Georgetown's role of the neg arguments. The two other judges agreed with Georgetown's role of the neg arguments and the implication that Rutgers can be right descriptively, but the judges can still vote for Georgetown. Topical debates provided some mitigation that played a role in their decisions, but the crux was an agreement with Georgetown's double bind. Either the neg will have nothing to say, or the neg will have to resort to damaging arguments, both of which are no good. So how could Rutgers have avoided this? There needed to be an additional layer to how debate opposes black women. Two judges interpreted Rutgers' arguments as the AF reading an uncontroversial affirmative that left the neg no room to argue and opened the floodgates to similar affirmatives. This notion of uncontroversial or truism needed to be spoken to directly, whether it be through a counterinterpretation or expanding upon what these other kinds of debates look like. That needed to be present explicitly. This reference to other good debates created the opening, but there was never that additional sentence that clarified that there were meaningful roles for the negative. And that's pretty much what it boils down to. Georgetown said they were put in a double bind, and Rutgers needed to say that premise is wrong. The tricky part was the level of generality that Georgetown framed things with. Any contradictory argument we make will be cast as violent, and if we aren't contradicting, what is the point of debate? What is the point of the neg? A premise that big needs to be talked about specifically by the other team. So what are some lessons we can carry forward in framework debates, whether you're AF or you're neg? I have 3 at the moment. 1, be as specific as possible in your responses. 2, saying the core premise of the other side's arguments are incorrect and doing so directly will help you immensely compared to littering your speech with defensive arguments designed to skirt issues or relying on implicit clash or grouping things too broadly. 3, looking for the opportunities where the extra sentence of explanation can either distinguish away an argument or resolve a part of the flow in your favor should be a high priority. A couple extra sentences here and there throughout multiple speeches in this debate could have played a big part in changing the decision. That's the end. That's all from me for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video series and analyzing the anatomy of a framework debate.